Hello and welcome to a new episode of our pets video series. Today we're going to talk about the most common illnesses that affect our senior companions. So we have a senior dog. We are aware of the fact that he's not that active, he can't walk as much, he's not as, he sleeps more, he eats less, so we are just worried about them and we should know what to look for and what red flags we should look for in terms of their life quality. So we have Dr. Akshay Prakash with us today. So doctor, please tell us what are the worrying signs and symptoms that we should look for in a older senior
dogs.
to geriatric dogs, yes.
Yeah. So as in humans, like as they grow old, as we grow old, we tend to become more slow, more lazy, more reluctant to stand because of pain and all. So it's the same as in human, it's happening in our pet also. So they will have like problem related to eyes, joints, and due to this you can see many symptoms like the dog is not properly responding to your command, he is responding very slow, or his vision is blurred, so he is sometimes bumping in some places. He is having difficulty in standing on some his favorite couch, or he is having difficulty in climbing down the steps or climbing up the steps. So at that time you should be knowing that your pet now is growing older and you have to take little more care than what you have been doing till now.
Okay. So in terms of particular diseases, or not diseases, illnesses, like conditions, what are the conditions that are most common in all dog breeds or stray dogs or dogs in general?
Yeah, so in general,
Associated with old age, obviously.
so the first thing you mostly everybody having a senior dog would have been noticed that they will have joint pains. They will be having difficulty in standing because of that. So cataract issue also will be there. The lenses become opaque, the vision is blurred, and he may bump into any object. The dog will have constipation sometimes. So such things has to be noticed. And there are chances like the heavy breeds, those breeds which are bigger,
The larger
inside,
breeds.
the larger
Okay.
breeds,
Okay.
like Saint Bernard, German Shepherd dog,
Okay.
or our Great Dane also.
Yeah.
So these dogs usually tend to have all the problem related to the hips. It's called mostly it's mentioned as hip dysplasia.
Okay.
So these are the most common conditions you will notice. There will be urinary incontinence also. The urine may keep on dribbling as drops. So they will have difficulty in urinating also. So earlier you might be going out and just in a half an hour the dog finishes his business and comes. Now you have to give them a little more time, or at least not more time, more frequently.
Okay, we have to increase the frequency.
So he has to go more out, and because once like having constipation, he cannot clear out in one time. So you may bring him in back, but he may want to go again back. So you have to either keep the door open or let him go out. So that's how slow they become.
So I think that what the pet parents that have contacted us so far, and they really want to know, the most important thing for them is how they can ensure that their pets, even in this old age, they have a good life quality. Like how them as pet parents can improve the quality of their pets' lives.
Simple things you can follow at home, like if you come to know that your dog is having constipation, you can improvise the diet. The protein content can be reduced, fiber content can be increased, veggies can be increased in that, so that even the oils can be added to the food. So this will help him to, yeah, you will have those sesame oils, yeah, so those things can be added to that. So that will help in normal defecation. So these things can be done. And if like the dog is having trouble in standing or climbing on steps, so the dog is having joint pain, so you have to give some additional supplements to the dog. And especially if it's like hip dysplasia, you may have to go for some surgical intervention also. So these you have to take care.
Okay, so do supplements help in this?
Yeah, if you have been utilizing, giving it in a proper timing and in proper schedule, this will help.
I mean, not for hip dysplasia, but for joint pain
Yeah,
or
joint pains.
Oh.
Hip dysplasia is usually it's very difficult. There again other issues has to be taken care of. Then there you have to go to the vet and he will give you a proper care for that.
Okay, so we have a senior dog at home, and what are the red flags that we should look for? As in, I don't know, today he refuses food. I don't know, tomorrow he might drink too much water. Like, what are the red flags exactly that you can pinpoint to us, so when we know exactly when to go take the dog for a checkup?
Yeah. So usually, like your dog is not responding to your command. You called and the dog is just ignoring because his hearing has gone down or his reflexes are less active as it was earlier. So even if he is walking, he frequently sits down, or he is climbing the steps and he is not able to do that. He needs a support to do that. Then you can make out that the dog is having problem. If even the frequency of food also goes down, sometime he will even poop in one day, or sometime in even 2 days the frequency comes down. So you should be very alert to all these situations. If something like this is happening, some problem is there, sometime the water intakes increase or sometime it may even decrease.
So basically, Dr. Akshay, a close monitoring of our pets' health can actually improve their life quality, or maybe even extend their life. So how often should we take a senior or a geriatric dog to the vet for a checkup?
So properly you should be taking for a health checkup every 6 months, as that will take care of, you can go to the vet and he may take a blood test. He will do a physical examination, he takes a blood test, and he can check even other organs also if it's properly functioning or not. So those things can be done every 6 months. That's the best time. And yeah, so even if you can do earlier than that, that's more better.
And even like, for example, when we brush their coat, when we feed them, like what other signs that are there that we should look for?
Usually the dogs, when you are brushing, lots of hair shedding will be there. They require like more support while moving around. While going on the bed also, you have to pick up and place him on the bed.
But make sure that we are there.
Yeah, right. And yeah, that's just like the humans. When when you have become older, or you have your older parents with you, usually you will try somebody stays at your home. So it's the same way, somebody stays with your pet at home. Whenever he needs a support, and he may become little lonely when he needs you at that time. So it's always good, at least he should be left alone very less time at the home. Somebody should be there.
If you decide to maybe put your pet on his favorite spot on the couch, like make sure you're there, because he will probably not be able to come down by himself, right?
True. He may want to go for a urination and he won't be able to come down. That time you have to support, and you are the person who will be able to tell that he wants to go out. So that time you can just support, take him out, and then let him come back.
Thank you, doctor, for being with us here today. Thank you for watching our episode, and next time we'll talk about hip dysplasia in large breeds. So stay tuned. Thank you.